inevitable. So let's not fight it, ladies, embrace it. And if you don't like it post-birth, we can lose it. If you don't have time for the gym, home workouts or healthy meals, do not worry, I have got you. I have aced this twice now basically. I've aced the weight gain, I've aced the weight loss twice. I put on 3.5 stone during my first pregnancy and 2 stone during the second, mainly because I kind of realised that eating 2 packets of biscuits post dinner every single night was a little bit excessive. So I'm here to give you my top tips basically for losing weight and to help my fellow mamas out. So with my first son Leo, I put on an impressive 3.5 stone. Now that is 49 big pounds. Sorry, I do the screen up with it. That is 49 big pounds, 22 kg. Now to put that into some sort of context for you, they say on average women would put on around 2 stone throughout their pregnancy, which is 12.7 kg. And anything above 2.5 stone is kind of considered that you should be monitored by the midwives. So let's just say I had a few extra scans to check that everything was okay because the weight gain was real. I had a ridiculous sweet tooth during my pregnancy with Leo, and I would literally, I'd say, eat a small tuck shop every evening before bed, and my husband would join me. We enjoyed piling on the pounds together basically. I won't put a picture up of him because I don't think he'd appreciate it. But basically I had a beach holiday and a wedding dress fitting booked for 3 months after Leo was due to be born. So I wanted to shed some of the extra weight. I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't fit into any of my clothes, so the challenge was on. I had 3 months to lose as much weight as possible to feel amazing for my beach holiday and my wedding dress fitting. So a big deal, right? Can I just say from the outset that I am not a qualified PT or a nutritionist. This is just what I did and what worked for me. So given that I had just given birth and my body was in absolute pieces from a natural birth, stitches galore, I gave myself a 3-week deadline to start my weight loss journey. Then for a solid 3 months, I counted every single calorie that entered my body because I knew that that was the only way I was going to know for sure that I was burning more than I was eating, and therefore losing the weight that I needed to gradually and healthily. Now, as you already know, because I do not stop banging on about it, I'm probably somewhat traumatised. I didn't breastfeed Leo, so basically I didn't have to worry about it affecting my milk or my milk supply. So I used the myfitnesspal app to track my calories. I didn't worry about macros, I only looked at calories. I literally put everything that I ate throughout the day into the diary and it added up my calorie intake for me. I did this religiously, from the amount of oil I put in my pan to the number of grams in my HP sauce in the morning with my eggs. And lo and behold, the weight shifted consistently and as I had calculated. It's a scientific formula after all. Stick by the numbers and watch the pounds drop off basically. So my husband worked out my calories for me using the formula, and it's based on many different factors such as like gender, height, weight. But I know that you can use online calculators. Some of them are a bit dodgy with the old calculations, so I'll get my husband to find a good one and I'll link it in the description box for you so that you guys can use it. Yes, it is tedious at times, but if you're anything like me and you don't mind eating like similar meals for 3 months or so, then it's super quick because the app saves all of the meals that you've put in and the measurements for your ingredients, and you just copy and paste it into the day you're on. And yeah, that is far less time consuming that way round. But if you're doing lots of like fresh meals every day with millions of ingredients, then it can be quite time consuming. So now the beauty of calorie counting is that if I wanted to, I could fit in a cheeky Nando's or 99p cheeseburger, Krispy Kremes, whatever I fancied on some days, as long as I stuck with my daily calorie intake. Amazing, right? Now, once I had hit a plateau in that the amount of calories I was consuming meant that I was no longer losing weight, I lowered my calories slightly. Now, if you're not confident in deciding how many calories you want to lower it by, then what you can do actually is use your new weight and put that back in that calorie calculator that you used online and it will give you your new daily calorie figure at like obviously a healthy rate for your body. So that's a good way of doing it. I think it is important to note that I didn't cut out any food groups or follow any specific diet. I literally just ate a healthy, balanced diet. It's all about sustainability, people. Doing it that way meant that I could add in cheeky meals here and there, and it stopped me, and treats, and it stopped me from throwing the towel in too early. I was also doing about a 30-minute brisk walk or so a day with Leo for some fresh air and probably much needed sanity, to be honest. So anyway, although it was tedious weighing every ingredient and counting every calorie, it was guaranteed to shift the weight, and I didn't really feel like I was dieting, which was amazing, and meant that I could do it for a long enough period of time to shift the weight that I wanted to. Within 3 months, I felt $1 million, ready for my beach holiday and my wedding dress fitting. Now, during my pregnancy with Max, I put on 2 stone, so I eased off the sweet treats a little bit, mainly because I didn't think I'd have time to count calories with 2 kids. It's usually a case of shoving in a bit of food as and when you can at the beginning. Max being breastfed meant that I couldn't really count calories in reality, because I had to make sure I was feeding my milk supply and had to eat properly and when hungry, so calorie counting wasn't really going to work. So this time around there was no counting, it was more just making sure I ate a balanced diet, and breastfeeding itself burns calories, so that was helpful, I guess. As you can imagine, therefore, it was much harder to lose the weight the second time round, despite having less to lose, because I wasn't working with numbers. I had absolutely no idea how much weight I was going to lose each week, if any. And this weight loss journey happened during the first national lockdown, so around March time. So luckily I did have the support of my husband, who is an amazing PT and gym manager, and my parents, which meant that I could get in some home workouts, you know, in that beautiful sunshine we had in the garden when the boys were napping. Well, half a workout usually, because Max would often wake up and interrupt it, but that was helpful. For me, calorie counting is the best and really the only logical way of losing weight, as long as you stick to your calories and you're in a healthy calorie deficit, not a ridiculous one, of course. So if you have a specific weight loss goal, then calorie counting is an amazing way to achieve it, as long as you're in a healthy deficit and you stick to it. You'll see the results. Okay, so here are my top 3 tips for losing weight. 1, calorie deficit. 2, increase your activity levels. I always aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. And 3, if you can, and the gyms are open of course, sneak in a workout or a home workout. Basically just keep those activity levels up there. If you found this video useful, or you'd like me to go into more detail about either my training or nutrition, then please leave a comment down below and let me know, and I will do that for you.